Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to the Spread in the News fam. Today is April 12th, Friday, April 12th. Um, and this is episode 52. Welcome along. My name is Chase, and I'm here with Danny.
What's up? How we doing?
How you doing, Danny? What's going on, buddy?
Doing great, doing great. Yankees are still winning, except for when I'm there.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit.
Sure.
We have a little we're gonna have some fun with that today. But this is an earlier recording day. No, not day. This is an earlier recording time than we normally do. Typically, Danny and I will do like mid-afternoon usually. But right now we're doing it pretty early in the morning. So just
Be awake.
so we can get this out to you guys as quick as we possibly can because yesterday we ran into a little bit of a scheduling issue. But today we are back. We are gonna get this episode out by the time that the Cleveland Guardians series starts in Cleveland. Let's see if it happens. Danny, it might get rained out.
That would
The weather,
suck.
yeah, the weather looked pretty bad when I looked. Um, but we'll see. I've seen crazier things happen. Um, no rain in the forecast tomorrow, so I don't know. Hopefully not a doubleheader tomorrow. I hate doubleheaders, but actually, how do you feel about doubleheaders? I feel like you're the kind of guy who would love a good doubleheader.
I mean, I love some extra baseball on the same day, but I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like an off day. That's not supposed to be there. It sucks, especially when the Yankees are good. Off days suck. But
Yeah,
I
'cause-
not. I mean, taxes the bullpen. I don't know how much I love them.
yeah, but I feel like for you, like you said, like you get some extra baseball. Like for me, like I don't like sitting on my couch all day for like 12 hours watching baseball.
All
Like
right,
I love
well,
it. I love it, but I don't think I love it that much.
all right, well. I mean, what are you trying to make me sound like here? I could sit on my couch all day and watch baseball
No,
if I want to.
that's
If I
not
need
what
to, call me a loser or something.
no, no, never, never. We're in the same position here. We do the same thing. We do the
Yeah.
same things. Anywho, Danny, you went to a game this week.
Went to two,
First,
two of
first
them.
let's first let's well, you went to the home opener.
I did. That
Um,
was last week.
but yeah, we talked about that, and
When?
we talked about it because we were. Oh no, we didn't
Talked
talk
about me
about it. We
going.
recorded the day before. We recorded the day before. Okay, yeah. Okay. So why don't you know what? Why don't you run us through the opening home opener atmosphere, what that was like? Give us a
Oh, I
little.
mean, it was
Take
awesome.
us.
We're back. We're back at Yankee Stadium, back in the
Yeah.
Bronx. It was awesome. The team was firing. I was very excited. Marcus Stroman came out and was hyping us up in the outfield. He's awesome, by the way. And we were excited for some baseball. Yankees offense is hot, and then they get shut out. And that sucked. I mean, the crowd was pretty dead at when they were getting shut out. I don't think they had a hit from like the third to the ninth inning. And then Verdugo just missed the game tying home run in the bottom of the ninth. That would have been sick. But yeah, I mean, we have Ernie Clement coming in, hitting that home run in the seventh. And then, I mean, the Yankees just couldn't do anything, and it sucked. It sucked being there. It was a bore. I mean, it was still a fun atmosphere, obviously, still a good experience. But of course, I go to the game, they get shut out when they, you know,
Quick
can't stop
question.
scoring runs, it seems.
Quick question. In terms of you mentioned the atmosphere. In terms of Yankee atmospheres, where does that one rank? I mean,
It, it ranks up there. I think, I
for
mean,
the
the
first three
wild card game
innings.
was still the best. The 2018 wild card game was still the best atmosphere. Then when we went in 2021, the first game the Astros came back, even though it was a little COVID and the stands were not to be able to be as filled, that was still great atmosphere. And then that was right up there with that probably. So top three I've
Okay.
been to.
Okay.
The ALCS game I went to in 2022 was not good energy.
Was
That was
it was the game quiet from like the fifth inning on or like until the
No, I
ninth?
mean the crowd was trying to get into it. Every time there was a base runner, even or every time there was two strikes and Stroman was about to get out of it, the crowd got into it. But I mean, we're kept silent on offense pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I think he had three unearned that game, right?
No, that was he
If
didn't
I'm
have
remembering
any.
correctly.
He didn't give up any runs that game. That was
What
the
was
Houston
the
game. He had three unearned.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he gave
Um
up zero.
yeah, he gave up zero
Electric
through what, five was it?
six.
Six? Okay. I'm
Through
trying to
six, and he
remember,
was doing
but
the little strut on the mound too.
Yeah.
After strike out on Vlad to end the inning. That was sick.
Yeah, and you caught before the game. You caught Stroman doing the little wave to the crowd and the patting his
Yeah.
glove. You caught that, and we've seen that before with Domingo Herman. We've
Yeah.
seen that with Domingo Herman, but it's nice to actually see it come from a real starting pitcher and
Yeah.
a good human being. Um,
Yeah.
so so
Yeah.
so we won't get into any of that because he's off the team. But um, I'm glad that it was a fun game. Unfortunately, couldn't get you the win. But then they ended up going on to win the next two.
Of course
So
they did. Their
take
offense
that.
exploded the next two games. Of
Yeah, we
course,
take that.
obviously, when I'm not there.
We take those, right? We take
Yeah,
those.
sure. I'll take 2 out of 3.
So, I wanted to ask you about. I mean, I know how you're gonna react to this, but I want the people to hear. Because I'm sure you'll have a great reaction to the Vlad Jr. home run when he shushed the crowd. Because that stirred a lot of people on Yankee Twitter for a couple of
It did.
days.
It did. I thought it was very silly. I mean, they ended up, I mean, kind of coming back in that game. But at that point, it was
Kinda.
9
They made it a
3.
1-run game into the ninth. Get to bring in Clay.
Yeah.
What was it,
They
nine
ended up coming
three?
back and making it a 1 run game. But when he hit that home run, we were up 9 3. Like, I mean, I'm all about players celebrating nowadays. I mean, it's a different time. Players could showboat. But like when you're down by that much, I highly don't like it. Like, when they did the jacket thing and like the Red Sox would do the cart thing, and when you have the dugout celebrations, I never like, there's a time and a place. Like, if you're winning or it's close, I would not like if, Soto even was strutting around the bases. We're down 10-1 now. I
Yeah.
would hate that. I mean, I think that's very silly, if you ask me. Very silly. People say that's his routine, but like your routine's got to change. You've been there. You like I don't know. If you're losing, like yeah, you're trying to get your team back, but you're down 9-3. There's still a lot of work to go. Stop celebrating your home run. Team has a long way to go to get the win.
Yeah, well, a little before that, in the first inning, Judge homered, right?
Yes,
Soto had that incredible at bat,
incredible.
in the first inning, got on with a walk, and then Judge homered, and we were like, oh shit, this is what we signed up for. This is exactly what we wanted.
Stand
And
with
we
you
were
on
like,
that.
we were like, maybe Judge is gonna start to get hot a little bit. But unfortunately, Judge is still, I mean, when was this? Saturday, April 6th. This is 6 days ago. And Judge is still struggling, Danny. Wanted to ask you about that more specifically because I know that a lot of people are, I don't know, everybody's always like, oh yeah, like it's Aaron Judge, like, and I agree, like it's Aaron Judge, like I'm sure he'll turn it around at some point, but like, um, I don't know, do you feel a little worried right now, or do you kind of stick with the crowd and you're like, oh, it's Aaron Judge, he'll be fine.
Well, I mean, I want to feel it's Aaron Judge, and we know him. I feel like it's not a concern right now for the long season, but I'm a little worried for the right now. He doesn't look himself at the plate. There's pitches that he usually crushes. I mean, at the game I was at the other day, he was up in the bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, down by 3. He gets a meatball pitch Aaron Judge usually crushes, especially in clutch time, and he popped it up. It seems like he's just missing these baseballs, which I mean, I guess at some point he'll find it because I mean, I don't know, he's still kind of putting good swings, I guess. He's flying out, but I mean, he just hasn't looked like him. So right now I think it is concerning. But the rest of the team is showing still that we could still win without him. So again, when he does get going, like we said last week, it's going to be dangerous. But yeah, I'm definitely a little concerned right now because I'm not used to Aaron Judge seeing these pitches right down the middle and not crushing them.
Yeah, and Judge, I mean, he's still walking. Like he's still
Yeah.
he's still getting on base. He's
His OPS is
still,
at 745 right now.
like you said, like he's putting together good at bats and like he's flying out, but like he's just not seeing the results yet. Like his average, I think, is, let's see, it's to
178.
178 right now. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean,
We know that's not him.
that's that's not a major league player.
That's
That's Joey Gallo. But I don't know. I think maybe a road trip here, on the road, goes to Cleveland. Judge, I don't know if you remember, but like 2 years ago, Judge was a better road player than he was a home player.
yeah.
Maybe it was 3 years ago. I know that one year, I can't remember specifically. I think it was
2021.
21, 21, I think it was. He was a better road player than he was a home player for like almost the entire year. Um, so I think that a little bit of a road trip could do something good for him. Maybe turn something on. We have Cleveland, and who do we have after Cleveland?
Toronto, in Toronto.
In Toronto. Okay, so
And
yeah,
you
a
know
little
what he does there. Know what
yeah.
Judge does in
Yeah,
Toronto.
Judge loves hitting in Toronto, so we have a little bit of a road trip before we come back home. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't wanna hit the panic button just yet because it's like we said, it's Aaron Judge, but it is definitely a little it's definitely frustrating to see, but it's
Yeah.
definitely a little concerning. Like we saw that at bat you saw the at bat in person the other day, in the
Yep.
ninth. We'll talk about that later when we get into the Marlins game, but um just to kind of keep it brief on that note, like Judge got a pitch that he usually just absolutely takes care of. Um in a game winning scenario, and he didn't. So um I don't know. It's tough to say because it's Aaron Judge, but like he hasn't looked like Aaron Judge to me. So I still need to see a little more, but I think, the gut tells me he'll be fine.
I think he will be.
Yeah. Um so I guess we can get into our Yankee of the weeks if you want to dive into that.
Let's do it.
Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I can go first. Mine is a pretty obvious one. I saw him homer in person. Giancarlo Stanton. He's been awesome,
Of
man.
course,
Holy
you stole
shit. Is
mine
he
again.
back? Big G is back.
You stole
Big
mine
G. I
again.
mean, he has looked amazing in the past week. He's hitting 308. He has three home runs in the last 7 games. And he's got OPS in the 1000s. He's got 1.64. And he's just looked like a different player than what we saw the first couple series. He looks put together. He looks like he's finally seen the ball well again. He's putting like good at bats on. He's putting good swings on the ball. It seemed like in the first couple series, I mean, he was doing the Stanton flail at sliders 70 feet out of the zone, but he's not doing that anymore. He's waiting for his pitch and he's crushing it. He's crushing the ball. I mean, that game against the Blue Jays where he had 3 hits, he's smoking the ball. It's a great sight to see because when Stanton's going, team starts to go, and it's fun. A lot of fun when Stanton's hot. A lot of fun.
I will not label Stanton as back just yet
Yeah.
because it is a small sample size, and we've seen these stretches over the last couple of years where like he'll have like 3 or 4 games where he'll just absolutely crush the ball. Um, maybe not even 3 or 4 games, maybe like a game or two where he'll crush the ball, but like this is definitely an extended stretch for him where he's on a little bit of a heater right now, so it is exciting to see. Um, and the biggest thing for me in watching Stanton is Danny, he's hitting the fastball. And over the
Gotta love
last
it.
couple of years, Stanton has not been able to hit the fastball at all. He's been way behind. And I think that how many home runs does he have over this stretch? Do you have it
He's
pulled
three in
up?
the last 7.
3 in the last 7 games, and I'm pretty sure 2 out of 3 of those homers are all off of fastballs. So like that he had that one Kevin Gausman home run that was off the black on the left side of the zone. And
Classic Stanton.
the other one, I can't remember where it was in the zone, but I think I remember it being a fastball.
The Grand Slam on that Sunday. It was inside, like on the inner half of the inner corner of the plate, and he turned on it and hit a bomb. Hit a
Yeah,
bomb.
so you'd love to see him turn on the fastball because that's been his biggest struggle over the last couple of years. And like you said, like the slider too, like the low and away slider that's in the other batter's box, he's always flailing away at. So to see him kind of lay off of that too, I mean
Yeah.
everybody should be like, I think I lay off of that pitch, but
Yeah,
but
right.
hey, I mean, gotta give credit where it's due. They need him. I mean, we've always said he's the X factor, so they definitely needed him. So let's keep it up, especially in Cleveland. Let's do it.
Yep.
And he's back to the cleanup spot. By the way, they had Rizzo hitting cleanup for a little bit. Now they have him hitting.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of that has to do with the Marlins having all lefties throwing. So I
Mhm.
think they're against lefties. Stanton will back cleanup against righties. Rizzo will back cleanup.
Yeah,
That's why we didn't see Oswaldo all series as well.
yeah. Which was a bit disappointing to
Very
me,
disappointing. I
but
mean, I went to 2 games. I want to see the new and improved Oswaldo. He didn't play in either of them.
yeah. I wonder if he'll play tonight. Do they? I don't know who's pitching. I haven't even looked at tonight's game, but let's see if it's a lefty.
No, it's Cookie Carrasco.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then he should play, right? He should be in the
Yeah, he
lineup.
should
Yeah, he
definitely.
should be in the lineup.
And
Um,
Carrasco's cookies, so
yeah. Guardians are good, man. Guardians are on a good stretch right now. They're nine
they
and
are.
three. We're 10-3. It's a good matchup. Should be a good
It
series.
is.
But um, you stole my Yankee of the week as you always do. I think I got to
Hey,
start going.
we think alike. Come
I
on,
think
great
I got to
minds think
start going
alike.
first. I mean, he's a pretty obvious Yankee of the week,
Yeah.
but I think I got to start going first so that I can
All right, next week.
next week maybe. But this week I did pivot. There could be a couple of guys that you could choose, but this guy I wanted to highlight specifically because he has had some first inning trouble this year. But against the Marlins, this past series, man, he pitched an absolute gem.
Yup.
He got the win. He threw 8 innings, 2 hits, 6 strikeouts, no walks, no runs. Nestor Cortez, baby. Nestor Cortez was, as they say, was nasty this past week in his past start against Miami. Now, Danny, last episode, you and I talked about how he just got to bear down in the first inning because after the first inning, he's been a very effective pitcher this year. But nah, not so much, in the first inning. But this time, I'm not gonna lie, I was holding my breath a little bit in the first inning when when he was going out there, but he got it done. Nestor looked really good, and if this rotation is gonna keep it up, Rodon's looked really good, Stroman's looked really good, Luis Heel has looked really good, Clark Schmidt, 2 times through the order looks really good. Third time through the order,
Yeah,
always
they're
not
done.
so much.
That's crazy
He,
stuff
it's
that's
like
going
it's
on
like
there.
clockwork. He can't get through the third time through the
It's
order,
crazy. It's crazy.
but the rotation so far, I guess you know what? Maybe I'll make it a Yankee rotation as a Yankee of the week because the rotation
Okay.
honestly still I think they all most of them have 3 starts. Most of them have 3 starts under their belt. Um, so I'm gonna give them all kind of a little bit of a pat on the back because they deserve it, man. I mean, we were worried about them coming in. So hopefully they can keep that up until Cole comes back.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about last week, gotta at least hold it down till Cole is back. Because I mean, love this rotation when Cole's in there, and they've been doing just that. Nestor Cortez throwing 102 pitches and going in the eighth inning. That's not something you see a lot, even when he's at his best. He was doing his funky stuff on the mound. He was rocking and rolling, changing up his arm angle. So he was feeling himself when he's doing that stuff. He's feeling himself. I think this was the third time in his career that he went 8 innings. So I mean, it was a masterpiece, masterful performance from Nestor. It was very, very fun to watch. He just looked locked in. And that game was, I think it was the shortest game since 1992. And I mean, that was credit to Nestor. He was getting everybody out, only 2 hits. He was just getting them out. So the game flew by, and it was awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, we know that the Marlins are cookies and milk.
Yeah,
Um, but I think they were his childhood team growing up. I think Michael
yeah,
Kay
they
was
were.
saying on the broadcast, so
Yeah,
maybe a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, trying to take down the childhood team. So that was fun to see. And like you said, like yeah, like the Marlins are really bad, but like he did go 8 innings through 102 pitches. Like that's not, an easy feat to do, especially for a guy like Nestor who never goes deep into games.
yeah. You're still a
So
Major League Baseball team. You're not taking away a guy that went 8 innings.
yeah, so super encouraged by that. For sure. But let's talk about the third game of the series. The Yankees were headed for the sweep. And then a certain somebody decided that they wanted to go to the game. And we were active, man. I was active on our Instagram page.
I saw it
The Instagram stories, like, again, I'm gonna give a shout out to Brianna Donato. She sent us
again.
that picture of you at the game in your hoodie. You were trying to take one
Didn't
for the
work.
team. You were trying to take one for the team. We thought it was the Yankee jersey, but Danny, it might actually be you.
It's just me. It's
It
just
might
me.
be
I mean,
you.
there was underlying thoughts in my head that it was just me. I mean, this game, the Yankees are rolling again. They just won 4 straight, and now they're going for the sweep, not doing a punt lineup or anything because they don't do that anymore. New and improved Yankee management. But we go in there, Ryan Weathers, again, as you say, cookies and milk, and we can't score until the sixth inning. It was just like that was this game. The atmosphere was pretty dead for a lot of those middle innings when we couldn't score. And it was so annoying. That third inning, the Marlins put up 4. It was like, God damn it. God damn it. And then finally Stanton with a home run. And then the Soto double was electric. That the stadium was going wild for that. And then again, and like we talked about before, the bottom of the ninth, Judge has bases loaded. The team is fighting back again because this team fights. Judge has bases loaded. You want your best player, captain, to come through. Misses a meatball right down the middle. But I am bad. I'm bad. I'm bad. I think I've been to a lot of games. You know, I go every year. I've been to many, many games. I think I've only seen 5 wins. 3 of them were with you, and your good luck
I'm
always.
very good luck. I can't
Your good
remember.
luck always overrides anything.
I can't remember. I can't remember the last Yankee loss I've been to. If I'm
Yeah.
being totally
Yes.
honest.
So if I'm going, I have to go with you because those are 3 of my wins, and then another one of them was not in New York, and it was when I was like 8 years old. So that one doesn't count as much either. So
Was it the
yeah,
one? Was it the one with you with long hair? That one?
no, that was at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, you said it was away. It was an away
It was
game.
away. It was in
Oh,
Baltimore,
oh,
and I was
okay,
also
gotcha,
8 years old.
gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
But yeah, so I need to either go with you or just stay the fuck away from the Bronx. So
Maybe
yeah,
you need to go. Maybe you need to grow your hair out. Maybe that's what it is.
yeah, yeah.
um, streets are saying hashtag ban Dan, man. I don't
I've been seeing
know.
that hashtags trending on Twitter.
It's been all over Twitter. It's been all over Instagram. The fans are in the DMs saying they want the ban Dan shirts. I don't know,
Bandana.
man. I think maybe our first merch drop will be the bandan.
Yeah.
You never
I always
know.
thought it would be SHC,
Always thought it'd
but
be SHC even there. Can't even do this seriously.
but
The first merch drop might be the hashtag bandan. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, it might have to be. We have to ban me. It has to be a whole effect because I'll keep going to the games.
Please,
I'll keep
please
going,
spare
thinking my
us.
luck will reverse. And it's like they lose to bad teams. I've seen them play the White Sox like 4 times. They've lost every single one. Yeah,
Lost to the Marlins
yeah, they lost.
with cookies and cream on the mound.
Yeah. No, I need to either go with you or just stay out of the city.
Well, I got to ask you because I'm sure the fans want to know. Are you planning to go into any more games soon, or is this it?
I'm planning this summer. I'm planning on going to at least 10 games.
10 games?
At least that's what I was planning.
All right. Well, let's try to make sure that I'm at your next one to make sure,
Yeah.
just to make sure, see what happens, or maybe do we do like third time's a charm for you? You go alone.
I go alone.
What?
I go alone.
Yeah, well, obviously you can go with people, just like not with me because I'm the good luck charm.
I mean, if you could go, why not just go? You know?
Because we got to see like third time's a charm, see if it really is just you.
I mean, you would think the 15th time's a charm. It's about how many losses I've seen. Probably I've seen more than that, I think.
We got to keep you as far away from the stadium as we possibly can. That's all I
Yes.
have to say.
Yes. I mean, I'm not going to be going for probably the next month. So there's that.
So,
But
so you're
once I
saying,
get home from summer, because it's tough to get there from Albany, but once I get home this summer, I'm going to a million games.
so you're saying they're undefeated for the next month, is what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah, they're undefeated.
Okay,
I
because
mean,
the
it
Yankees,
is wild that the best record in baseball, 10-3, and I've seen there was a point I saw 14 innings of Yankee baseball in person, and I hadn't seen them score a run. Stanton finally reversed that, but I mean they're 10-3, and I was at 2 of their losses.
you've been to
They're the best team in baseball.
you've been to 67% of Yankee losses in
Yeah,
2024.
yeah.
67%.
And the other one was across the country. I'm sure I would have been at that one too if I could have.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you luckily. I mean, I guess you were in the crowd the next day. You were in the crowd the
Yeah,
next day at
I
the
was in Arizona. I was
with
I
the
was in the
Verdugo
dugout the
home
next
run.
day for Duco.
But
I mean, this was also a cool opening day experience. Got to be in the line and high five Volpe, which was
yeah,
cool.
but they lost, so
Yeah, of course they lost.
not as cool. Yeah, yeah. Let's thank God you won't be in Cleveland because this could be a tough series. So
Yeah,
um might be a little bit of a grinded out series because like I said, like they've looked really good. Their lineups look really good. Um if you want to, we can kind of preview that right now. We could just jump
yeah,
right into it. So tonight they got a game at 7:10 Eastern time. Yankees are favored -150. They have Cookie Carrasco on the bump. We have Clark Schmidt. We always mention Schmidt can't get through third time through the order, so if we can kind of keep a little bit of an eye on that with the off day from yesterday, I feel like the bullpen will be nicely rested. Um, Hopefully Boone doesn't really play any games against a hot lineup. Carrasco's got a 4.5 ERA, 8 innings pitched. Carrasco last couple of years has been hurt, but when he's been healthy, he's also been pretty bad, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken. So hopefully that, our strong lineup will put our best foot forward, especially after a loss on the off day. Um, we'll try to jump all over him. I do want to highlight one guy though, Danny, and it's not a guy on the Yankees. It's a guy on the Guardians. I want to highlight Josh Naylor.
Ooh, yep. I was actually gonna mention
We've
him.
had bad problems with Josh Naylor in the past, where he's been, where he's gone through stretches where we can't get him out. Um, and Naylor is having best start of a season, dating back to last season. The end of last year, he finished really strong. One of the best hitters in baseball, if you remember correctly,
Yep.
and he's kept it up to start the year. So I don't know, man. Hopefully, hopefully we can keep him down because when he's
Eh,
up, he's annoying.
yes,
He's
annoying. That's a
annoying.
good way to describe him. Annoying.
Yeah.
But I mean, this year he is. I got him a steal in my fantasy baseball draft. So he's on my fantasy team. He was supposed to be on my bench, but I moved into my starting lineup, and he has been awesome. But that does worry me with going into Cleveland. We know what he's done to us. So I mean, a little worrisome. I would like him to be kept in check this series. My fantasy team could deal.
And who else has been annoying for us too? Two more guys actually. They have
Boom.
pests. They have Yankee pests all across this lineup.
Oh yeah,
Stephen
they are just
Kwan,
a pest. They're a
Stephen
pest
Kwan,
team.
Kwan Alexander, Stephen Kwan.
Oh, Stephen Kwan. Yeah,
He's
Kwan
been
Alexander.
he's been tough, man. I mean, he's off to a three. I'm looking at his stats right now. He's off to a 386 start
Also
with
on my
an
fantasy team.
of course he is with the nine. What are you a guard? What is your team, the Guardians? 386 start with two home runs for Kwan. He's not a home run
Yeah,
hitter.
Kwan doesn't hit home runs.
923 OPS. So he's tough.
Pest.
It's an absolute pest.
That is
and
his game. Pest. I mean,
and
he'll lay
also
down.
historically, Yankees also can't get out Jose Ramirez. The Yankees can never ever put Jose Ramirez down. Um, I guess he's not putting up I'm looking at his numbers right now. I haven't watched obviously any Guardians games, but like just by looking at his numbers, 268, two home runs, 10 RBIs, 727 OPS. I guess he's off to like a kind of okay start.
Yeah, it's
Just
fine.
just by looking at his numbers, I obviously haven't watched his at bats, but um, yeah, I don't know. They have a tough lineup.
They have an annoying lineup, man. It's annoying
Yeah.
every time we face them. It's so. I mean, that is their game. Just be annoying. They're not. They don't invest a lot in their offense. They just get these guys that are annoying. It's tough to get them out.
Oh wow. I'm trying to look at their lineup to see if there's anybody else that we're missing. So they played let's see. Wait. Oh yeah, Andres Jimenez. I forgot about him. He's off to a good start too.
I mean, that team is off to a good start. They did lose Shane Bieber. That does suck for baseball. He's
Yeah.
out for the year, but
Oh my God, they have Steve.
yeah, they have
They have Steve
Steve. Yeah,
Florial and he's been playing.
yeah.
This is
Oh,
143
oh,
average.
Steve is going yard against us, right? I mean, that's a given.
Probably. Probably
For those
going
who
yard
don't know,
against
Steve is
us.
Estevan Florial, a former Yankees top prospect that didn't work out.
Damn, dude. They have Ramon Laureano.
Yeah,
Remember when Ramon Laureano was really, really good?
yeah, yeah. I remember that. Brian, that was Brian's boy. Loved him.
Yeah. Remember Brian?
Ah, I remember Brian.
I remember Brian. Brian was a good friend.
He was a good
Brian was a
friend.
good friend.
He was. He'll be
Um
missed.
Brian is still alive, by the way. Um but yeah, tough series coming up, I guess. It's gonna be a grinded out
In
series.
Toronto, the next series is going to be tough.
And
Tough week,
I hate Toronto. I hate Toronto. And then they have
but I
Tristan
mean,
McKenzie.
we have Schmidt, we have Heel, and then we have Cortez again. So fun little pitching staff there. Gil kind of fires me up. I love watching him.
Hill, you mean Louis Hill?
Luis Hill,
Then they have Tristan McKenzie on Saturday. Didn't Tristan McKenzie doesn't he get Tommy John last year
he was hurt
or
a
two
lot of
years
the year
ago?
last year. Yeah.
Maybe he was just hurt. I don't know. But he's also been a Yankee killer historically.
Hmm. I
So
mean,
the
he is electric on the mound. He's actually someone
Guardians
I like
have
watching.
yeah, I like him too. I like McKenzie a lot actually. He's been a fun player. I've always thought future Yankee for him, but it hasn't happened yet. So
He's not good enough yet.
yeah, we'll see. But
Yeah.
oh man.
I mean, one thing, going back to, I mean, before this Guardians thing, one thing I did want to mention, you mentioned Boone. in my games I've been there, I guess you could count this as a win. I've seen two Boone ejections. That's fun. Very fun.
Wait, what was the first one?
When I went to a Red Sox game, him and
Oh,
Cole both got ejected.
I thought you meant he got ejected on the home opener. I was like, he did? I
No,
don't
no, no,
remember
no.
that.
But I saw him and Cole both get ejected when I was at the Red Sox game a couple of years ago. And then I saw him get
Fun.
ejected the other day. That's always fun. A nice Boone rant we get to see.
Yeah, love the Boone Rants.
Can't wait to see the breakdown on it.
The umpires have been tough.
I
Umpires have
hate
been
them.
tough
That is
this
something.
year.
I mean, turn this into a baseball pod for a little bit. I hate umpires. I cannot. I've been watching a lot of baseball, like even around the league. They are all bad. There's not a good. There's not a single good umpire. I mean, I hate them. I cannot stand them. Something needs to change. And obviously, we talk about it all the time. The easy solution is get people in there that could do the job because there are people out there that would do a good job. But the goddamn union, whatever,
Can't fire
you can't
umpires.
fire umpires. So what I mean, you could either. I think it's also silly that a guy has to uh go behind the plate. Like if you need a job, stick him at third base every game. I don't know, stick him at second base. Like there should be some sort of system to get the best guys behind the plate. But then with that is none of them are good. So there's no good guys to get behind the plate in these crews. So I mean, I think that we need a robotic system soon. I'm all on the robot umps. You know that. I say that all the time. I'm all on the robot umps.
I'm indifferent. I'm
I'm
indifferent on the
still
robot umps.
I think a challenge system would be better, but there has to be some sort of robotic interference.
I think that the worst thing that I saw from the past couple weeks was that Glaber at bat, and I know you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Angel. Well, I mean,
Angel
Angel
Hernandez.
Hernandez. What the fuck are we doing?
Everybody knows Angel Hernandez, but this one was particularly bad. The Blue Jays starter stepped off the mound and then just immediately went into his windup and then pitched the ball after he stepped off the mound. And obviously, like for those who don't know, when you step off the mound, you have to set again and you have to look at the batter and then you can pitch. But
Yes, with these new rules, you
just
got to
pitched the ball.
re-engage.
He just pitched the ball.
Yeah,
And
and th-
then it ended up being a high missed breaking ball in the top of the zone that was way off the way high, and
yeah,
run Glaber up on three strikes. And then Glaber was like, "What are you talking about? Not only was that not a strike, but he stepped off the mound."
yeah. I mean, yeah, he steps. Francis steps off the mound, and Glaber stops because I mean, you know the rules. He knows the rules. So Glaber stops and he's just pointing like, "Yo, what the fuck, Angel?" And then Angel proceeds to call a pitch at his eyes for strike three. It would have been ball four, but yeah, that was just an
And then
all time clinic.
the next at bat too, though,
He's
Glaber went up to Angel. He was like, "Angel," like used to, like he had his mouth covered. He was talking to Angel. He was in his ear a little bit, probably saying like, "Angel, I like you. You're a good guy, but like please let's have a good at bat here." Angel's like, "Okay, yeah, yeah," nodding his head. Glaber gets in the box, rings Glaber up on another high breaking ball that missed the
another one at
zone.
his eyes.
Another one at his eye, at his shoulder. It was literally at his shoulder.
Dude, oh my God, yeah, Glaber. I mean, I don't know how Glaber could remain calm like that. We know Glaber is a mellow individual, but I don't know how he he wasn't flipping out.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know how Boone didn't even get
Yeah.
tossed for that. I mean,
I think a lot of people now in the league, they're just it's Angel Hernandez. We expect this now. Like this is gonna
yeah,
happen. It's
yeah,
Angel Hernandez. We're gonna get
yeah,
these
yeah,
bad calls, whatever. I mean, that guy sucks. He
yeah.
sucks.
I mean, can't blame the umps though. Gotta take care of
No, they're
business.
terrible. I mean, we
But they
still
are
win.
terrible.
They're terrible. You
They
can't,
are terrible. But
can't happen.
um,
It can't happen.
one more thing, Danny, before we get ready to hop off here, unless you have anything else that you want to go over. But I wanted to talk about Anthony Volpe is the leadoff hitter now for the New York Yankees. He's back in the leadoff role. Last week, you and I had spoken about it. Said I don't think he's. I don't remember what you said, but I said I don't think he's ready for it yet. I kind of want to see a little bit more. Because last year when we moved into the leadoff role, his whole season just like went down the tubes at the plate. Um, Obviously he had like the home run numbers, but like like he just didn't really look like the hitter that we thought he was going to be. And we know that like baseball is a very mental game. And I was a big believer in, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then Boone moved Glaber down, which obviously like in a normal circumstance, like if we had a true leadoff hitter, like yeah, obviously I'm all for it, like moving Glaber down because I think Glaber's best when he's at like the 5, 6 spot in the
He's
order.
also been really bad this year in the leadoff
Been
spot.
really bad in leadoff spot. So a change needed to be made, but I don't know if that was the change to be made, especially this early in the year. So I wanted to hear what you thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, last week I agreed that I want to see him do it for a little bit, make sure that he is actually changed before he gets to the leadoff spot. And I mean, he has one game in the leadoff spot right now, and that was Wednesday. And he looked the part. He looked the part. He went 1 for 3 with 2 walks. He had some great at bats. And late, like he's getting on for Soto. I mean, he scored the run to get them within two. He kept the inning alive, bringing the tying run to the plate in the ninth, with working a great walk. So I mean, he looked all the part. I know. I guess I would have liked to see it a little more, but since Glaber was struggling, I don't. I guess I don't. I don't mind Volpe being in the leadoff spot, especially. I mean, he looked all the part in the first game, and it was great. It was lovely to see.
Yeah, DJ is coming back. DJ is getting healthier, it seems. He's on the road trip with the Yanks. Which obviously, like, like when you're traveling on the road, you know that like you're getting ready to come back, you're getting ready to be
No, 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 no,
activated.
no, 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 no.
Um, so I don't
I do
know
not have confidence in DJ just coming into the leadoff spot.
what's gonna happen there. Are they gonna activate him and they're gonna start him at third and lead him off? What's gonna happen?
I don't think they're going to lead him off. I think when you give a young guy the reins like this, it's not just something you do for a little bit. Like it's something you ride out and make sure that he's bad before changing it. I don't think they would have given Volpe the leadoff spot if they didn't intend on keeping it. And I don't know what they're going to do with TJ, man. Maybe he's the platoon. Maybe they keep platooning because
They're
right
gonna
now,
play him.
as you know,
No,
their platoon is Birdie and Oswaldo at third. So maybe I don't
they're gonna
know.
play him, Danny. They're gonna play DJ. They're gonna play him.
Oswaldo's been so good. How could you just
This honestly, they're probably really looking at this series against Cleveland, thinking like, okay, like let's see the hitter Oswaldo is because like if he's still hot, DJ's coming back, but if he's not, like that gives us an excuse to play DJ.
they're rooting against Oswaldo in this series.
Probably,
Like,
they
please
probably
be
are.
bad so we can get DJ back in the lineup.
They probably are. But
But I mean, if Oswaldo keeps hitting and keeps looking good at the plate, you can't put DJ in there. You can't, right?
I don't know. The
I
Yankees are
mean,
very
maybe like I like what they're doing with the lefty righty platoon because Oswaldo can't hit lefties as well. But I don't know. I get it is hard to think that they won't play DJ
well.
a
I
lot.
will say, I will say this. Oswaldo hasn't been in the lineup, but I think Boone's been making all the right choices with the lineup so far this year.
I mean, Birdie's bad.
Birdie's been really bad. I thought Birdie would be a lot better for us, but like Birdie is not a strikeout guy. He strikes out every time he's up at the plate. Um, which is just bizarre because of course it's just the Yankee way. But what do you think? Like, does when DJ comes back, like let's say Volpe leads off, right? So let's say it's Volpe, Soto, Judge, Stanton, Rizzo. Then is it DJ or is it Glaber?
I think it's Glaber.
Okay, so
I
Glaber's
think it's
hitting
Glaber. I
sixth.
mean, I'm batting DJ eighth in this
Glaber's
lineup.
hitting sixth. Verdugo's hitting seventh. Then DJ's hitting eighth. Then, or you think DJ hits
Yeah.
ninth? Kind of
No,
like
I
a
think he
second
would
lead.
hit eighth. Well, also, I mean, that sounds like a lefty lineup. So maybe they would put Torres and DJ back to back. I don't know what they would. I would hit him eighth. I would. But then that leaves Trevino at nine, and he's terrible. He's terrible.
He could be the Yankee of the week.
Yeah, he should have been Yankee of the week. Jose Trevino is horrible. He's horrible, and he can't even play defense anymore. But and we're not talking about him right now. I don't know. I would hit him eighth. I don't know, but I can't see the Yankees doing that. He's like they're.
Well, we know that the Yankees are very political. So
But hey,
they
it's also a new way. It's a new Yankee way right now. So maybe
yeah, yeah, I guess you raise a good point, but it remains to be seen. Still have probably like another week or so before DJ comes back to even worry about that. So, not honestly though, like it could be a good thing. Like I hate to say like worry about it, but like obviously like I'd rather have DJ than John Birdie. So,
yeah, definitely.
um, I don't know. It is
If
what
it's a
it is.
platoon situation, I like it, but I'm not ready to like fully go to DJ. I don't think with Oswaldo hitting.
Yeah, we'll see. Oswaldo's gonna have to keep hitting if he wants to stay in the lineup. That's for sure. Remember
Mhm.
last time I think not maybe not the last time he was in Cleveland, but He has a very big Cleveland highlight moment. That home run in the is it the ALDS?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
LDS.
ALDS. Um, we'll see. We'll see, Cabrera. Could be a good series. Hopefully, come away with the series win. I'm not expecting a sweep because obviously sweeps are really difficult. But hopefully a series win through 3 games. So 2 out of 3.
Yep,
Mm.
at least. Let's win at least 4 out of 6 in this road
Yeah, and
in
then we
this
come
road
home.
stretch.
Then we come home against Tampa. Tampa's off to a slow start, but Tampa's Tampa, so
That's always fun when they come to town.
can't let your guard down against those guys.
No.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I have today. Unless you wanted to bring
Yeah.
anything up.
Trevino's hitting 0.56.
Perfect.
I need him off. I need him off this team.
Correct.
Need him off this team.
That's not gonna happen. But anywho,
Yeah.
oh yeah, Danny, we had some questions that came in this week on the Instagram stories.
Yes, I did.
Should
I
we
did notice that.
should we go into that a little bit?
We should. We should. I mean, we only have one real one.
Well, let's see. We have let's go through. Okay, so we have one from Nick Sapola. Nick, thanks for giving us the question. Over under 1.5 Instagram posts this week.
Over.
I got to go with the over, right?
Gotta go with the over. I mean, we have this clip from this episode coming out, and then I'm sure we'll post a Yankees clip or something
Yeah,
along the way.
yeah. So 1.5
Very
seems
doable.
seems very doable for us.
Yeah.
Thank you for the question, Nick. Appreciate it. Appreciate the interaction. Then we have one coming in from Griffin Gonzo. Griffin, this was a question for Brian. It says, what are Valenti's thoughts on a Glaber extension for, let's say, 6 years, 125?
Oh, I could answer that for Brian.
I'll hang up and listen. We know Brian doesn't want it. Um, but should we save that question for whenever we get Brian back on, or should we
Yeah, I mean, we could, I guess, say it. I mean, yeah, we could
all right, all
just say
right.
what we
You
think.
you give your thoughts first, and then I'll
If
go into it.
Glaber is this bad all year, which I mean, I'm not expecting, then no. But I mean, if Glaber could be the Glaber he was last year, then yes. I mean, if
Wow.
he's bad, no. If he's good, yes. Simple as that.
Wow, I'm shocked.
I mean,
Very
yeah,
shocked.
like it's not like I don't like the laziness of the guy, but I mean, if he's gonna hit, he's gonna hit. But he's not hitting right now, so
I think Glaber's very talented. I think Glaber's very good. I've always been on that ride, that bandwagon for a while. I think Glaber will be fine. So I think 6 years, 125. I'd have to look at like the market, see like what every second baseman is getting, around the league, just to make sure that he's not getting overpaid slash underpaid. Um, but off of face value, it seems like it would be a pretty solid deal, in my opinion. So, um, how old is Glaber? Glaber's what, 25? Is he 25, 26,
26, I think.
26? So that'll take him into his year 30. When he,
27, actually. Damn. He got
wow, he's
old.
27?
Yeah.
Wow,
Remember when he was like 18?
he does not feel that old. Holy crap.
Yeah.
So age 33. I mean, those are still his prime years, so could
I
be
mean,
a
if he's
solid
good,
deal.
again, if he's good, I'm sure I'm fine with it.
Yankees like don't do extensions though, so I wouldn't get your hopes up for an extension.
Yeah. I mean, if
So
it's him or Soto, picking Soto.
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Thanks for the question, Griffin. We're trying to get Brian back on, but
Trying.
he doesn't cooperate.
Busy boy.
So thanks for the question, Griffin. Appreciate it. And then now on to Andrew Bostwick.
What up,
Used to call
Bosco?
used to call Bostwick Poppy in high school. So I wonder if he remembers that. Bostwick, if you're listening. How do we feel about the error, or how do we fix the error problem? Sixth in the league last year and second this year. So really quick, I do want to say, um, this team definitely does have an error problem, especially with Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo has been, in my opinion, absolutely pathetic over there at first base this year. Most specifically, I don't know if this. I mean, last year I remember him being bad, but I don't remember him being this bad. So, what do you think, Danny?
Well, I was one of the first ones on the wave of Rizzo can't really feel ground balls. He can't. And that's he's never been a thing. He's not as agile over there. And I have noticed over the past couple of years that ground balls eat him up a little bit. Like the hard hit ground balls, they do tend to eat Rizzo up. The one thing that he's always been good at was the scoops, the picks. And that's something he has also not been good at this year. I mean, Volpe has 3 errors this year. I mean, a couple of them Rizzo could have saved, maybe.
I
So,
think two of them he could have saved.
yeah. I mean, Volpe. I mean, if you're going to be our everyday shortstop for the next 15 years, you can't be spiking baseballs in the dirt, But still, you expect your first baseman to come up with some of those, which Rizzo has usually done in a while. I mean, remember how many errors he saved from IKF a couple years
Yeah.
ago? So I mean, what the hell? Can't speak. Rizzo has not been doing it, and it sucks. And I don't know. I mean, Rizzo could be in the last year of his deal, so maybe next year we can have a better defensive first baseman. But uh, I would like to see more players reach first base, though. I don't want to see him. We've seen Oswaldo spike a couple. We've seen Volpe obviously spike a couple. Can't be having that. Cannot be having that.
Yeah, I mean we know Volpe had the gold glove last year. He's a young player. I think he'll naturally just get better. I think he'll be
Yeah,
fine. Um Rizzo definitely needs to get his mind more into the game. Like maybe he's just sleeping out there. Like it's totally
he could
possible
be.
that like I feel like often too, like he's diving for these ground balls and like should be easy plays and he's either over diving it, he's under diving it. Um
Kind of just
but
stands flat footed and then falls down.
yeah, yeah. And like oftentimes too, like I mentioned to you a lot, like when they're like when the ball when there's a ground ball to Rizzo always flips it to the pitcher, always flips it to the pitcher. Like he never fields it himself, even when it should be like an easy play for him. Um, haven't seen an error on that yet, if I'm not mistaken, but I feel like one of those could be coming soon because like that's not really a natural motion for a pitcher. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
I
We'll
mean, they
see
better have been doing their PFPs all spring.
with Cabrera too. Cabrera is a guy who's not really supposed to be an everyday player. His bat might keep him that way. We'll see. DJ's a great third baseman, so I think DJ himself could fix the error problem. Um, assuming he becomes the everyday third baseman again. But Cabrera, he'll move around, but honestly, I kind of expect the errors from him simply because he's just like he's not an everyday player in my opinion,
Yeah.
and he's moving around everywhere, so it's hard to kind of stay consistent at those positions every day. Um, other than that, though, I can't really think of any other glaring errors that.
He Oswaldo did have a beautiful play in the Blue Jay series. You remember that play when he threw it from foul ground on the run, and
Yeah,
I mean, it was a beautiful throw. But yeah, I mean, he's going to make the flashy plays every now and then. We saw that in the outfield when he first came up, but he'll be a little inconsistent out there. We expect that.
and the catcher errors too.
Yeah,
Trevino has been
Wells.
miserable behind the plate. Trevino's been terrible. I have seen that his frame rate is still the best in baseball, but other than that, like everything else that Trevino does behind the plate has been no bueno. So and Wells also hasn't been good, but you
Wells
gotta
had
hope.
that pop up in the
Yeah,
throw, and then
yeah,
he just dropped.
yeah. But then he made up for it though. He caught a
Yeah, he made up
ball
for that play where he dropped down to his knees.
in the on
Where
deck circle. He caught it.
I mean that's a lonely feeling after you drop the last one, and that is a tough play as a catcher. But that's a lonely feeling. That next one comes up in the air. All you're thinking about is, oh man, don't fuck this up again. Don't fuck this up again.
Yeah, so I think the arrows will naturally get a little better as the season goes by, but if it doesn't, we can have that discussion again in a couple weeks, couple months. So, Boswick, thank you for the question. And that pretty much rounds it out for the three questions that we got. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all for listening. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Spreading the News, on Twitter at official STN Pod, or actually no X. Follow us on X at official STN Pod. Follow us on TikTok at Spreading the News. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Spreading the News. Like this video if you're watching on YouTube and interact with us. Like I said, we're trying to be a little more interactive. Um, I think yeah, last episode I left a little. I think you don't even know about this, Danny, but I left a little question in the Spotify podcast episode. Because you can do that now. Like you can leave like
Really,
polls and stuff. Yeah.
that's sick.
Um, nobody answered the
Oh
question. So
shit.
so if you want to
Are we gonna touch on who answered? And
yeah, yeah. Nobody answered the question. So if you want to be a doll,
be a dog.
make us more interactive. It makes it more fun for us. So um yeah. Who knows if there will be a question here, but if there is, make sure to interact. And on social media too. So this was fun, Danny. I love getting back on the mic with you.
Oh, is this fun? Love talking Yanks. Oh, that's not
No, can we
us.
say that? Is that
That's not
trademarked?
us.
Is
That's
that
not
is
us.
that trademarked? We don't know if we can say that. Don't sue us. Don't sue
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Don't
They're
sue us, John
watching.
Boy. But thank you all for listening. And we will see you next week. Let's go, Yanks.
Let's go, baby.